a 45-year-old man with a heart operating at 25% capacity, voluntarily steps into a cage, gets knocked clean out, then goes live from his hospital bed, crying, calling out the promoter, and claiming the whole fight might have been scripted. Meanwhile, a former four-weight world boxing champion, a guy who once looked like the next Floyd Mayweather, is on a kick stream asking a cameraman to cover his Uber ride home. And somewhere in Miami, Offset, Finesse2tymes, and Adrien Broner are all at the same party. When it erupts, fast forward to 2026, and Broner has not fought since losing a unanimous decision to Blair Cobbs in June 2024. He has publicly admitted having no money. Court judgments of nearly $830,000 from a 2019 Cleveland case and a separate $783,000 judgment in 2020, both documented, had him literally asking Instagram followers to send him $10 to survive. By 2025, he was selling promotional posts on Instagram just to get by. Then came Deen The Great, a 25-year-old kick streamer from Tampa, whose full name is Nuruddin Shabazz. Deen built his audience on unfiltered high-energy content that sits right at the intersection of boxing culture and internet chaos. Their partnership made complete sense on paper, and for a minute, it was actually working. Broner was reportedly earning at least $65,000 in a single month through their streaming arrangement. One viewer alone sent $15,000 in a single stream. But here's the thing about chaos: when cameras never turn off, eventually everything goes sideways. And it did, multiple times in the span of just a few weeks. So here's where things start going off the rails. During one of the now infamous Deen The Great and Adrien Broner kick streams, Ray J and rapper Symba found themselves caught in a heated confrontation, and the whole thing played out in front of a live audience. Now, if you know Ray J, you know he has always been a magnet for drama. The man famously told a DJ Vlad interviewer with complete sincerity that he is a magician at creating whatever I need to create. And honestly, the receipts are there. This particular incident came out of the chaotic environment that the Adrien Broner streaming partnership created. These streams were marathon sessions. Think 14-hour broadcasts moving from yachts to party buses to nightclubs, essentially around the clock with cameras rolling through everything. The energy was always combustible. Multiple confrontations with women had already gone viral. Broner had squared up with multiple men in a Las Vegas parking lot during one late-night segment and backed down. The whole setup was described in one boxing publication as watching real life turn into permanent content. Ray J's involvement brought his own long trail of public chaos into the mix. He'd already had a high-profile confrontation with Diddy's sons at a Halloween party in October 2024. Where witnesses said Chris Brown physically had to step in to keep it from escalating. Tensions of that magnitude follow a person. When the argument with Symba broke out during the stream, viewers watching live saw exactly what this era of celebrity content has become. Private drama forced into public spectacle, with no edit, no delay, and no publicist to spin it before the clips hit Twitter. Footage spread across Instagram and X almost instantly. What does it say about where we are culturally when the most watched version of celebrity conflict is unfiltered, live, and streamed to tens of thousands of people who are essentially paying to watch someone's life fall apart in real time? Miami, a streamer party. Adrien Broner, Deen The Great, and rapper Finesse2tymes roll in, looking like they own the place. The crowd parts. The cameras are already rolling. Of course they are. Then, Offset shows up. Now, to understand why that detail matters, you have to know that Offset and Finesse2tymes had been carrying public beef with each other earlier in 2025. The two had traded shots online. Things were tense. But by the time this Miami party happened, the prevailing sense was that things had cooled down between them. They were allegedly in the same building, coexisting. Then, without warning, chaos. According to footage captured by live videos on Instagram, Adrien Broner and Finesse had just made their entrance through the crowd when commotion broke out.
Turn this shit up, nigga! Turn it up!
People started scrambling, shouting, That familiar panic you see in party footage when something goes wrong and nobody knows where it started. Here's what we do know. The fight that broke out did not appear to involve Broner, Finesse, or Deen directly. By the time fists were flying, the three of them were reportedly at a distance from the altercation. Whether the beef between Offset and Finesse had anything to do with it remains officially unclear, and honestly, that's the whole mystique of these things. Nobody wants to be the one on record explaining a Miami party fight. What makes this moment more interesting than just another celebrity party altercation is the company it was keeping. This particular circle, Broner, Deen, and the rotating cast of rappers and internet personalities that flow in and out of their orbit, had been operating under a cloud of escalating incidents for weeks. Deen himself was in the middle of a felony charge. Broner had showed up outside Deen's Miami jail in a free Deen shirt, while still streaming. The cameras never stopped. Okay, this one is genuinely hard to watch, but also impossible to look away from. Sexyy Red, the St. Louis rapper behind some of the most unapologetically viral music of the last 2 years, made an appearance on the Deen The Great and Adrien Broner kickstream, and what followed was a masterclass in social awkwardness playing out in front of thousands of live viewers. Let's set the scene. Sexyy Red had just posted publicly that she was single. Her message on X was characteristically direct. Within hours, Adrien Broner, a man who, not long before this, was on camera asking a cameraman to cover his Uber because he didn't have bread, had tagged her on Instagram with, "I heard you was single," followed by a heart emoji. He followed that up with a video in which he said, "You free, I'm free, we Fritos." The internet found it amusing.
Sexyy Red, you free, I'm free, we Fritos.
Sexyy Red gave a playful reply, not shutting it down entirely. Then came the actual stream. In person, Broner's attempts to shoot his shot landed very differently. According to reporting from Hot New Hip Hop, Sexyy Red's energy on the stream was clearly more directed toward Deen. When Broner attempted to engage her romantically in front of the live audience and she didn't reciprocate, he called it out directly. Her response? Silence. Just a look. This wasn't Broner's first rodeo with publicly pursuing female rappers to mixed results. In April 2024, he commented, "I'm on your body," during one of Coi Leray's Instagram live sessions. Leray's response was immediate and hilarious. "Trying to bag me on an Instagram live is king crazy. Get the FK on." In January of the same year, Glorilla apparently hinted that Broner had slid into her DMs.
Trying to bag me on an Instagram live is f***ing crazy. Like, that. Get the f***.
Pattern is consistent. But here's the deeper thing that makes this moment land differently than just celebrity gossip. At one point in his career, Adrien Broner was the most talked about young boxer in America. He won world titles at super featherweight, lightweight, super lightweight, and welterweight. He was brash, entertaining, and legitimately dangerous in the ring. Now, he's on a streaming platform, publicly getting rejected by a rapper in front of a live audience, while the comments section runs wild. The fall from that kind of peak is genuinely hard to process. And the fact that it's all happening in real time on camera to the delight and horror of hundreds of thousands of viewers, that says something about where entertainment, fame, and public life have ended up in 2026. May 23, 2026. The UFC Apex in Las Vegas, the same facility that hosts legitimate professional MMA events. Adin Ross, the kick streamer and founder of Brand Risk Promotions, put together his 14th event. Brand Risk has become one of the most watched influencer combat sports shows in the space, pulling tens of thousands of live viewers per event and generating massive social media clips. On the co-main event card that night, Ray J versus Super Hot Fire, and yet he passed the required medicals and was cleared to fight in the state of Nevada. Round 1. Ray J charged across the cage, aggressive and active. Super Hot Fire barely threw a punch. He moved, he dodged, he appeared to be playing around. Some viewers in the chat were already suspicious. Super Hot Fire turned it on immediately. He landed combinations, walked Ray J down, and in under 30 seconds. According to multiple reports from outlets including Yahoo Sports and Bloody Elbow, landed a crushing right hand that sent Ray J into the ropes and then to the canvas. Ray J managed to get back to his feet, but he was so disoriented that he sat down on a stool before the referee could even make it over. The fight was stopped. The aftermath? Worse than the fight itself. Ray J checked himself into a Las Vegas hospital, roughly 2 hours after the knockout. Doctors began monitoring him for a possible concussion and for bradycardia, a condition involving a dangerously slow heart rate, which is an alarming concern for someone whose cardiac function was already severely compromised. He stayed for at least 3 days. Then on May 27th he went live from his hospital bed. Tearful, direct, he said his heart condition had worsened as a result of the fight. He pointed out that nobody from Brand Risk or Adrien Ross had reached out to check on him after the event. "My heart is back down bad," he said in clips that spread rapidly across X, Instagram, and TikTok. But then came the detail that took everything sideways. Backstage footage reportedly caught Ray J confronting Symba hot fire after the knockout. He was heard saying, "I thought we had a plan. Do you know how much money we lost?" Brand Risk Promotions announced an internal investigation, led by a former federal prosecutor, into potential irregularities in the fight. As of press time, no conclusions had been released. Adrien Ross, during a live stream, referenced the unusual first round and Ray J's post-fight comments. He said the matter would be examined. Whether the fight was predetermined or not, the questions it raises go far beyond just this event. Influencer boxing and crossover celebrity combat events have grown into a legitimate industry. Adrien Ross's Brand Risk alone has run 14 events. The space includes serious operators and real athletic matchmaking. But it also creates situations where the incentive structure around views, clout, and viral moments can create pressure that overrides basic safety considerations. A 45-year-old man with a heart functioning at 25% capacity, fighting an experienced amateur opponent on a live-streamed event for internet fame, and then hospitalized for multiple days after, forces a real conversation. Are the medical clearances rigorous enough? Who bears responsibility when the consequences go beyond a knockout? And what does it mean when the post-fight controversy is almost as entertaining to the audience as the fight itself? These aren't rhetorical questions. These are the questions the industry now has to answer publicly.